Okay, hello again, guys. I'm back to you with another ROM. This is a build. It's called Pure Nexus by Beanstown 106. Welcome back, Beanstown. I know he hasn't really gone anywhere, but to me, I was a Samsung Galaxy Note 2 user, Verizon edition, and I used to run his ROM on that. I think it was Beanstown 102 or something like that, version 102, or I'm sorry, version 22, 21 or 22. 21, I think a lot of people kind of stuck to. 22 was the advanced version of that, or his updated version. I tended to run the updated version. I liked it. If anybody knows anything about Beanstown, he really, really does outstanding work on ROMs. He can take a pure stock ROM, whether it be TouchWiz or whatever, and just turn it into pure magic. And you guys have to keep in mind that this ROM right now, as I'm showing it, is I think this is the second rendition of it, or his second upgrade. So there's going to be a lot more coming. He's going to, and he only incorporates what works. He won't just throw stuff in there willy nilly, or so to speak. He tests it and retests it, and he does not release anything that hasn't been thoroughly tested. So you know for sure that when you download one of his ROMs and run it on your phone or your tablet or wherever, that it's going to work, and you're not going to have any issues. And I will tell you this, even though I have issues with this ROM, and I will tell you, I'll explain in a minute. I have not had any force closes, any unexpected reboots, anything. This ROM runs a 100% right out the gate. I mean, it's a great running ROM. Now, what don't I like about this ROM? I'm going to show you. All right, I am running a theme, or better yet, it's not a theme. It's layers. Boo. Yeah, I don't like layers. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack on this. There are a lot of people out there that think layers is the thing. Layers is the god. It's the best. It's where Android is headed. Maybe. I don't think layers is a to me the best theming way to go. To me, it looks cheap. It to me it looks like it's an afterthought. It's something you hodgepodged together and just threw out there. Theming goes deep. Theming goes to the core. It changes things. It changes the way your ROM behaves. And there are issues with it, and that's why you have to test it. And if that theme doesn't work, you crap can it, and you download a theme that does work. But it is what it is, and apparently this ROM is going to have layers on it. So that is the only thing that is keeping me from running this as my daily driver right now. But I have done a lot of reading and some research on themes or on layering, and I have got this to get somewhat to the point where I like it. So I do have it backed up on my system. I do run it occasionally. Um, and if layers are okay with you, then by God, you really need to check this ROM out because it is super, super reliable. So let's go ahead and get into the settings. And I do apologize for it being a dark, dark theme. You guys are going to scream at me again. But guys, I like it dark. Um, with this layers theme that I put on, this is the way it is. And that's what sucks about layers. It's either over the top, super, super dark, in your face, just blah, or it's just, it hardly touches anything. And that's why I don't like layers. Theming, at least you look on the Play Store, you look at the theme, you run through it. What it is what it is. And you put it on your system and you go through you check all your apps out and you see how deep it goes. And it's just, that's why I like themes. I like TE over layers any day. And that's just the way I am. And you guys aren't going to change my mind about it. So I don't care how many remarks you put in. Go ahead. That's what YouTube's about. Put them in there. But it is the way it is. Anyways, about phone. This is the Pure Nexus ROM built by Beanstown 106. And we are running build 5.1.1. And this is the build July 7th, I think. No, July 5th edition, or rendition. And it is build number LYZ 28E, for those of you that need that. Um, I am running Hell's Core kernel, the Mako edition. I put a video out on that. I do highly recommend this kernel. It's an outstanding kernel for battery life and for performance. Um, it's kind of a balance, and it does a damn good job at it. But I will say that the stock kernel that comes with this ROM is an outstanding kernel. I mean, it just runs good. The stock system, the stock ROM, I shouldn't say stock ROM, but Bean's ROM runs good the way it is. Flash and forget, guys. Now, his first version he had out, he had G apps with it. Second version he put out, he left the G apps out. So he has his own G apps package that you can download and flash, or you can flash your own, which I flashed my own. I flashed TKG apps because I like AOSP browser, and anybody who knows anything about AOSP, it's funny, or a stock Google ROM, it does not support AOSP browser, and that's because it's got Chrome browser on it, Chrome browser plugins, all Chrome browser stuff, and it conflicts with it. So you have to flash G apps that do not have uh, Chrome browser or any Chrome stuff in it, and that's what I did. I flashed the TKG apps version uh, micro, guys, just so you know, micro. That allowed me to manually push um, an AOSP browser into my system/apps folder and then change permission on it, and it gives me the AOSP browser, which works great. All right, let's go back into settings, the developer options. We have our basic options on here. I don't see anything that stands out that is any different from any other ROM. I like mock locations for certain developing tools, and I like my development shortcut. Uh, that looks good. But this is what's all in the development tab. I have not tried exposed with this yet. I'm gonna hold off until I get some more feedback from some people on the thread. And believe me, the thread, even though this has only been out for a couple weeks, the thread is huge. That's just how many fans Beanstown 106 has. It's gotten that big, and his is one of the most friendly threads to visit. It's not one of these threads where they shut you down because you ask a question, and it's beneath them, and everybody piles up on you. God, boy, I could name a few names on some threads on XDA for ROMs that do that. There are a couple, and they're big name ones too. But this one, this is not like that. So, guys, get on there. All I ask and all they ask is before you submit your question, do a search on it. That's what that search bar is for in XDA. Type in your search. Hit that little magnifying glass, and it'll pop up a bunch of options of people that have other people that have asked that question, and got answers on or anything. So, just something to think about. Um, let's see, date and time. It's automatically set up to use standard time and not the 24-hour time, which thank you, Beanstown, for that. Um, let's go back here. Language and input. You guys know I always go and set my AOSP. Uh, I always set it up with text correction completely off. Um, I just have issues when I type in like email addresses, stuff like that. It kind of, for some reason, gives me some issues sometimes. Um, let's see here. Security is basically the same as some of the other ROMs. You have your encryption if you want to encrypt your phone. It's there. I don't recommend it unless you guys are really don't want anybody to know what's on your phone. Then go, by all means, go for it. I guarantee you, somebody grabs your phone. There are ways around that, especially if it's the government does it. Let's see. Unknown sources are checked for me. I can't remember whether or not they come checked automatically. I don't think they do. But that's that. Um, it has tap and pay on it. That's a good option to have. Let's see here. Sound and notifications. I do remember running some of Beans's other, ROMs from the Galaxy Note 2 um, that had, I think, more options. But again, you guys have to remember that this ROM is new, and it's in its early infancy yet, and there's going to be a lot of things that will be added to it. But I was happy to see that Insert Coin was there, which is one of my favorite phone ringtones of all time. I also like the sheep. I think that's pretty funny. So I put that on there sometimes. But that's what's there. Um, they have. I'd like to see more options on the default, your default notification tone. I know BlissPop has, I think, one of the best selections out there. But again, and that's why ROMs are different. I mean, and if you know anything about modifying ROMs and doing it through the core, through extraction and stuff like that, you can put your own notifications in and take out what you don't like. But it does have the notification light set up. You can change it to what you want. You click on use custom values, you go to that, you pick the color on my notifications. I'd like my notifications to be green. Click OK. My voicemail, usually I like that red. And phone calls, I do like that to be blue. Okay. Alright, that's set up. And it does work. I'll tell you that. It definitely works. The only thing I've noticed on this ROM that doesn't is I'd like to have the capability of removing certain buttons on the nav bar and replacing them with something else, and this doesn't allow you to do that. You can add buttons to it, but you can't like get rid of the back button. It's there. You're not going to do anything. Now you can set it up to change your double tap or long press. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. I know we're all waiting to see what is in the custom setup, so we are definitely getting there. I highly recommend it if you run your home launcher to be Nova. I just think Nova is the best. I run version 3.3, and I will not allow it to update. I don't like the updated version. I think, restricts you. I like the 3.3 version, and that's final for me. But, to each his own. Now into custom settings. This is where Beanstown usually gets really, really, really crazy on. And when I say crazy, I mean crazy good. He doesn't throw anything in that does not work. So, again, remember, this is, I think, the second release. So under your notification drawer, you have your quick pull down, all your basic, um, settings that we are all used to. There are only 17 tiles that are configurable right now. Hopefully there will be more. I would love to see screen record on this at one point in time. But right now I am using my standby screen record app, which is AZ Screen Recorder that you can get from the Play Store, and it works very, very well. Gotta have my Rockstar, baby. Let's see. It gives you some options for your advanced location settings and stuff like that. Let's see. Recent apps. Don't like the search bar. Recents long press. Yes, I like to be able to long press on the recents to be able to go to my last app. I want my clear all button, and of course, I think there's only two settings. No, okay, there are more. We're gonna go with bottom right. Keep it there. And I like the clear all tasks to be there too. I would like to see Mr. Beanstown is a memory bar. That would be nice. So I can see what my memory's sitting at when I go to my recents. That would be a nice addition. Of course, he'll never see this. He'll never see this video. God only knows. Um, Status bar. You have your clock and date. Oops, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Let me go back. You have your clock and date. You have all of your settings, and I'm happy to say that you can change the color of it, which thank God, because in layers, layers does not change the colors. It would all be white up there if it wouldn't be for at least that. So, thank you, Beans, for that. I would love to see you do some of your work like you did in the Alliance work and throw in different batteries, maybe, and possibly at least color them. That would be awesome, I think. I think a lot of other people would think the same. But, if it gets there, it gets there. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Under your battery stylus, status style, you have your icons, landscape, circle, text, and hidden. I always have mine, at least in this, with my icon up because this is in portrait mode. It's a phone, not a tablet. Now, I would like to see incorporated on this the 3-minute battery bar or 3-minute battery mod. That would be cool. Then I could stand with this whole layers thing because that puts enough customizing in my status bar that I think I would be content with it. So the developer to that, if they happen to be watching this video, it would be nice for you to maybe incorporate this ROM or incorporate your mod, your battery mod, into this ROM so it works. I know you do it on a lot of other ROMs, and it's pretty much all I have to do is put a request in. So I guess I'm just being lazy, and I should do that. All right. Um, there we go. It wouldn't go back for me. All right. Custom settings. Where were we? Status bar. But then you have your show battery percentage, double tap to sleep if you want it, your brightness control, show alarm clock, and your Bluetooth icon. Then down to your nav bar, and this is what I was talking about. Enable nav bar, you have your left-handed mode, show your arrow key, your IME selector icon, your kill your back button, double tap to sleep, and your buttons and layout. So now when you hit your buttons and layout, and you hit edit, I would love to be able to get rid of the back button, or at least have that option. But basically all you can do is add something. So, and I don't want to add anything down there because I want it to stay as clutter-free as possible. But it's there, and thank God for that. Um, let's see here. Buttons, dimensions. You can change your dimensions. That's good. Let's see, your power menu. There are quite a few options on the power menu, which is great. I like that. You have your volume rocker controls. Those are the controls. I don't ever mess with them. I don't use my volume rockers only to change the volume. That's all I use them for. But I know a lot of people that do. Let's see here. You have your app ops. Thank you for that. And there is a screen recorder on this, but I'd like to see it in a quick toggle. It makes it much easier to use. But there is a screen recorder on it. I haven't tried it yet. And maybe I'll give it a try. I'll let you guys know how that works. That is basically your custom settings. I would like to see that list get much, much bigger, and if I know Beans, it will. But it's going to take time. It could take a long time because, again, he tests and retests and retests. That's just the way he does things. I'm getting a little bit of sunlight from sun starting to come out. All right, now I do have the layers manager installed. Normally, when I review a ROM, I throw a theme on and let you guys see the theme, so you guys can see that it's working. Of course, as we know, since this is layers, we can't just apply a theme and go. No, 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 no. We have to reboot. And if I reboot, it's going to shut the recording down. So I'm not going to do that. But it's your standard layers layout. These are the layers that I found semi-useful. I'm running Diablo, the donate version right now. I think it's about the best mix of dark, like I like it, and, eye-popping. Very, very eye-popping. There's one on here I want to mention, Inversion UI, right up here. that's a really cool theme. If I could get the status bar to be more colorful, and the drop down menu and that, um, I would run that and I would be content with it, because what it does is it's more of a glass type. When you that as long your theme is going to be what your wallpaper is. So if you set your wallpaper dark, then that's what your theme is going to be, because everything is going to be clear and you're going to be able to see through it. And it's actually really, really cool. But again, then you look at your status bar, and I mean, look at it now. It's blah. I hate that, man. I mean, I freaking hate it. But it is what it is. Now, if I'd be running TE right now, I'd be running, say, my buddy's ROMs on there, or his themes on there, and that would all be themed out in different icons and colorful icons, and there'd be no white up there, hardly any white at all. I just think white kills battery life on an AMOLED screen, and I just don't like it. But it's my preference. Everybody has their own preference. Thank God, and that's what Android's all about. So, um, well, guys, that is basically Beanstown's ROM. I don't think I missed anything on this. Again, this ROM really runs great. I mean, it's an outstanding ROM. I very highly recommend it. Um, and if you are into layers, I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, this is it. This is the ROM to run, and it's only gonna get better. That's how Beans is. He just makes it better and better and better. Um, if you are interested in it, just run over the XDA page or the XDA forum. Look for the Nexus 6 under Android development, and his is usually right at the very top because it is one of the fastest developing threads in that section. So you're not going to have any trouble finding it. Um, I hope you liked the video. I tried to keep it short, and I will see you on the next one.